What a story. And even from the beginning, talking about kind of team dynamics, of course, I'm going to give the Leaf fan analogy of, everyone looks at Matthews skating down, big goal scorer, of course, but all the little things that get to that obviously are important. And, of course, want to invite anyone with questions, whether, hey, I'm sure we're going to talk hockey, sure, we're going to talk psychedelics, please drop it below. We'll make sure it gets in here. I know we want this to be pretty interactive, but incredible story to kind of go through that, and then also changing teams and growth over those years to then, hey, this is your real story. You've seen the success. You're your own kind of, supporter, and that's great that, hey, why don't I start a company? Now, curious on that kind of entrepreneurial side, there was other psychedelic companies. I got to ask you, why, hey, I want to start a company and form people around me rather than just maybe joining one. What made you want to say, hey, I'm the CEO, I want to do it my way? Just curious.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? This space that we find ourselves in, and people coming into it. It's, this medicine really saved my life, right? And so, and it's, I started in decrim, right? And I started to reach out to MAPS when I found this recovery. I backed it up with like QEEGs and blood work. These anecdotal stories are cool, but you gotta back it up with science. And so I started out on that path, and all the while advocating for things like functional neurology, self-deprivation tanks, these other tools that can manage symptomology. Thought I could help a couple thousand people with the decream movement, like maybe 10,000, but started to realize pretty quickly that I need to influence the diagnosis, and we need a prescription. We need an FDA approved medication to help millions of people. And that's my life's goal. And so pretty quickly, 6 months in, I just kind of flipped the switch after talking with, Rick Doblin and people at MAPS, and just striking up a friendship there. And this could be so impactful for not only the TBI community as a whole, but just veterans and women of domestic violence, and obviously athletes in collision sport. And so I was watching from afar, like when MindMed was kind of coming out, Field Trip, Cybin, and then I just started researching, and I just didn't like the narrative, and I wanted to create our own, right? Our own ethical narrative, in the sense of, just making sure that we have real drug developers on board, making sure that when we set up clinics to integrate into big healthcare, we do it with insurance remunerated services, so that it's not just cash and people can access it, right? And then so I just started putting the foundation in place, and made the switch, to a for-profit company, which, in the decrim there's a lot of sensitivities around that, but again, I'm focused on concussion survivors, right? And we can't actually treat TBI, so I'm actually treating the symptoms associated with it. And I just wanted the narrative to come from somebody that has gone to Tarapoto, Peru with Heroic Hearts Project, and done ayahuasca in the high jungle. I've done 5-MeO as a part of my journey. I've done IM ketamine. I've done close to 50 large dose psilocybin ceremonies. I continue to work with the medicine on a non-hallucinogenic level on a daily basis. And I really do believe that I am, best suited to be able to set this up through the medical system, and just shepherd it the right way. And yeah, I just, the only way to really impact is to go public, right, with your story and with your business. And then just having people around me, like my partners like Chad Bronstein and Aristotle Loomis, who really taught me about business and capital raising, and the infrastructure that's necessary in this entrepreneurial mindset. And I love it, man. I love waking up every day, just learning new things.
It's another
Um,
game, it's another sport.
Oh, dude, and it's another, right? It's another set of rules, like I mentioned before, where not a lot of people understand how their drugs are developed, right? Like I have this novel drug, or this novel, I call it like a technology with a specific regimen. And how do you take that through an FDA process? What the heck is the FDA? Where do you start, right? And so I've just kind of dissected that because I just a really curious mind. But then this attention to detail that I mentioned before comes in as an entrepreneur, this management of all of these different avenues and tools, and then people. And yeah, it's, I'm grateful for the past life, and then grateful for this medicine to be able to give me back my creativity, give me back my problem solving, my memory, the ability to stay in the present moment and interact with my kids and my family. Yeah, it's been a huge blessing, man. So we're excited for the next year ahead for sure, and then to just now be ready to tell the world really what we're doing, right? We've kind of been moving in stealth mode a little bit, and now that the patents are in place and they've been converted, and we have the FDA meeting, it's time to talk about the hope that we're going to bring to the market.
Yeah, love it. And obviously, yeah, want to again, anyone with questions, please drop it below. A lot of fun things to come. My last question for you, obviously taking on CEO, really, taking the bull by its horns, and walk me through what kind of the day-to-day, week-to-week looks like as a CEO, ex NHL player, now CEO of a business. Curious if it's any different for you.
Oh wow, yeah, being the CEO of a publicly traded company is a whole another beast. It is just a lot of management of not only the people who backed you up to this point. So like one of my things is I've always wanted to make people proud, right? And like as an athlete, no different as an entrepreneur. And so there's a lot of pressure that comes along with taking money from people to execute on your mission. And so, I want to thank like a lot of people out there that have helped us get to this point, like Adrian Moranti and K2 and Cody Chandra and Ambria Capital. And, there's Andy DiFrancesco, Soul Global, JLS Fund, 8 Capital. There's a lot of people that have been involved. Our first check was Jeff Ragavan of Ragavan Ventures. There's so many people that believed in me and really helped me get started, right? And then it's just about setting the plan in motion and then executing, and just making sure that you wake up every day with that mindset of that sole focus, just like an athlete, where it's one goal, right? It's keeping your body, your mind in shape, and just executing for the millions of sufferers out there. And yeah, I mean, it's been quite a journey. I do a lot of reflecting, and yeah, I'm really really grateful for where we're at for sure.
Love how humble, love the passion. And obviously, again, anyone with questions, please shoot. Two last things for you then. So first, I need that. How do you come up with the company name? And the second, do you still play hockey?
Yeah, so it's actually my co-founder Chad Bronstein's wife Selena, and Conrad Lisko kind of came up with it together in the early days. And we're like, what is this, right? And I was talking about community, and I was talking about we heal together, so sauna is heal in Latin, and then we heal together. The TBI community is pretty passionate in exchanging information and these types of things, and so yeah, that's where the name came from. And hockey, I've got rollerblades that I just converted one of my pairs of skates, and I'm trying to get integrated down here. I guess Kasperitis is out there ripping around, and I saw Jovanovski the other day, ran into him when I was doing my skates. And I'll probably go out for some twirls for sure, and then kind of Kenny Wu style over here. I've got a few outdoor rinks, so get the flying V fired up. But yeah, the sport is one thing, right, that I love. And then there's the business side in the league, right? And so I'll never lose that passion for playing and having fun. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit the ice again for sure.
Love it. Well, awesome. Well, Daniel, thanks so much for joining. Awesome first video. Again, anyone with questions, drop it below. Gonna do a lot of stuff, of course, more business focused as we go, but definitely want to have some fun talking hockey as we can. But Daniel, again, thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, man.